All right, folks, we're starting out laying down so that we can kind of let go and just begin to relax all this body weight onto the floor, letting go of any effort. Just let all the day, just let it roll off of you onto the floor. And find your big breath. That's where we'll start our practice today. Just breathing deeply. We're looking for those expansive inhales that fill the front, sides, and back of the torso and make it more spacious. And we're looking for complete exhales that clean all of the air out of the lungs and use the strong belly muscles to completely squeeze all the air out, cultivating a little bit of strength in those abdominal muscles will help us keep the low back healthy, keep the low back safe, even helps digestion, believe it or not, to keep that the abdominal musculature toned. Allow the breath to come through your nose. And intentionally drag it out. Maybe going for something like a 5 or 6 count inhale and then a 5 or 6 count exhale. Maybe working your way up to 7 or 8, who knows, without straining, of course. Just find something that feels right. With each inhale, could you feel longer in the spine? Release a little bit more on the exhale. Now you use your imagination with that sense of release. You might be letting physical tension kind of drain out of you into the earth. You might have some emotional or mental tension kind of residual from your day. Allow that to drain away as well. Allow your whole self to find a sense of cleansing and release with each breath. Is there any tension in your jaw? More than likely, there's at least a little bit. Could you move the 2 sets of teeth? So move the bottom jaw away from the top jaw so that your teeth aren't touching. Could you make the tongue and the lips even softer and let the jaw hang slack as you breathe through your nose? Allow that sense of slackness to travel up through your jaw, past your temples, and all across your forehead. Let the eyeballs sink back in your head. Feel that sense of softness washing over the top of your head now, traveling down your neck. Continue to use your imagination as you feel this wave of softness traveling down your shoulders, your chest, your arms, even your hands. Could they be even softer? Your fingers curling effortlessly like flower petals. The belly grows softer. Hips melt. No effort in the legs. No effort in the feet. Feet are soft. All right, having shifted our awareness from breath to body, let's take that awareness and rest it on the mental climate for a moment. Just see what's happening in there. Whatever thoughts arise, look compassionately, maybe laughing at yourself a little bit. Let's bring in some gentle movement here. If your legs are long on the mat right now, bend your knees, point them up at the ceiling, and let's take our feet wider than a yoga mat is. So if you have a yoga mat or not, it doesn't really matter. You don't really need one. But wider than a yoga mat would be. And we'll start to drop the knees to one side and drop them to the other side. Okay, and this can be very passive at first, just really relaxed. The gravity is doing most of the work. Notice if you feel any crackles and pops, it's fine. Just take a moment while you're doing this. Keep breathing. Notice the slow, gentle internal rotation and then external rotation of each hip in turn, using that inner and outer hip, internal and external rotators. And this movement moves up through your low back, doesn't it? The low back is gently getting twisted and wrung out, and that probably feels pretty good. All right, next time your knees point up, let's pause there and just drop them together. So keep the feet kind of wide. Maybe turn your toes in slightly if it helps you to drop the knees together, kind of like a little tent. And we'll just relax the legs here. They're internally rotating at the hip. And hopefully you feel the low back is able to release more fully toward the floor. Okay. Now let's rest the lower body like this and wake up the upper body. Let's make snow angels, just like it sounds. So with your arms open wide, you'll reach your hands out up overhead and then trace big snow angel arms on the floor until your hands come back down by your hips. We want to think of staying close to the floor, okay? So arms sweep out, wings shapes, okay, big angel wings, and then bring it back in. Okay, close your eyes. Maybe you watched me do it a couple times and now you can just close your eyes nice and slow. Keep breathing. So I want you to feel what's going on in the fronts of your shoulders here. Your anterior deltoid is getting a gentle opening as your hands stay close to the floor, moving these arms through a gentle range of motion. Maybe 2 or 3 more times. Hopefully feeling the shoulders wake up and warm up a little bit in the front shoulder there. Maybe chest opening up. Okay, next time your arms are out wide, like wings, okay? Pause there. Shimmy your feet close together again, and we'll point our knees out to the right and just drop them on the floor. We'll take the left hand over to the right as well. Stack your hands. So arrange yourself into what I like to call a sandwich shape because it's quite sandwichy. Your ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and hands are all stacked very nicely and neatly, one atop the other, left on top of right. Before we start to move, let's make sure that we have a little space under the right side. So notice that your spine will tend to kind of sag here. Okay, your body's just relaxing and letting that spine sag. Could you lift it just a little bit of engagement, like a mouse hole? You should be able to slide your left hand through the mouse hole. And make sure you still have a long neck because we're about to twist. So we need our long spine to twist. Let's get the left fingers on the floor, just above the right hand. Keep them on the floor. Trace a big half circle over your head. So you think of inhaling as you reach all the way out to the left. Okay, when your left hand is reaching out, you're thinking of pressing the left shoulder blade to the floor. And with your exhale, trace the half circle back around the way you came. Let's do that a few more times. Roll it open on the inhale, so you're twisting open to the left. And close it up on the exhale. Keep it going. Let's do this 3 or 4 more times, okay? I want you to really open your chest wide when you reach out to the left. Make it big and expansive and spacious. And bring it back, exhale. Okay, did you keep your mouse hole under your right side? If you didn't, that's okay. Put it back. Put a gentle arch of the right side up off the mat. Maybe next time you reach out to the left, let's pause there and we'll just hold. We'll just breathe right here. So you're looking out to the left. The left shoulder blade is on the floor. And your left hand is stretching out as far away as you can get it. If you have a small space like me, you might have to bend your elbow. But shoulder blade down, breathe. Okay? Maybe the right hand grabs a knee just to kind of hold it there. But we'll take several more breaths here. I want you to think of long spine inhale, almost like you're trying to arch your spine up off the floor as you press your shoulder blades down. With your exhales, belly button to spine. Maybe 3 more very long, slow breaths here. Long spine inhale. Belly button to spine, exhale. Ground those shoulder blades, reach the heart away from the floor. Last big breath. Enjoy one more breath. And then as you're ready, let's bring the knees up through center. And we're just going to switch sides. So if you drop the knees to the left and turn to the left, we'll set up a left-facing sandwich shape. And I'll spin around to face you. So stack everything nicely. Right over left. Okay. And then remember the mouse hole under the left side now. So you should be able to slide your right hand under there. And if you lose it, no problem. Just put it back. The idea is if we twist, we want our longest spine. So that's why we're preserving a little space so that the spine is not sagging and losing length. Let's draw a half circle with the right hand now, just like we did on the other side. So inhaling here, the right hand draws a huge half circle overhead. Reach all the way out to the right with that right hand. And think about grounding that right shoulder blade if you could. And then exhale to bring it around. Maybe close your eyes here. Let's take a few more breaths, just like this. Should feel really good. Big chest. Maybe 2 or 3 more times, just like that. Each time we have a little more space across the shoulders, a little more length in the spine. Keep that mouse hole. Okay, now let's open up into the twist and hold it. So next time you reach out to the right, get that right hand way out there. Maybe pinch your elbow if you're stuck against a wall like me. But do ground your shoulder blades, please. Do grab the right knee, maybe, with your left hand. And do think of arching your spine up off the floor as you ground those shoulder blades. Long spine inhales. Belly button to spine, exhale. Maybe 3 more like this. More space in the chest with each breath. More length in the spine. One more breath here. All right, let's rock the legs back into center. Take a moment here. Pull your knees into your chest. You can grab one hand in each knee maybe and squeeze them in towards your heart. So feeling that low back kind of releasing toward the floor. You might rock around on it and massage the low back out a bit. And then maybe you take each knee in a little individual circle with each hand. You can think of stirring your femur, the head of your femur, your thigh bone, in your hip socket. So really getting some nice movement in there. And make sure you rewind it a couple times. Okay, next time your knees come back into center, keep your right knee in your hand and just let the left foot come back to the floor. So you can keep the left knee pointed up. We'll just let that leg hang out for now. We'll take our hands either to the right shin if your knee's feeling fine. If you have a knee injury, you might prefer to do behind the thigh, just so you don't overly compress the knee joint. Ground those shoulder blades. And think of imprinting the back of your body into the floor. So you're really trying to press your spine, your whole back body down, but especially those shoulder blades. And with that, allow the knee, that right knee that you have, to move towards your heart. And we'll hold it here for a breath or two. If you feel your hip crease is really talking to you, there's a lot of intensity there, just breathe. If you want a little more intensity, more opening in your hip flexor, you can resist your hands a little bit by pressing the knee into the hands as the hands pull the knee close. And you'll get a little bit more opening from your hip flexor that way. All right, release that leg just enough to take your hands behind the thigh if they were in front of the shin. And we'll press the heel up to the ceiling and pull the heel in towards your glute. So we're working on just opening up that hamstring a little bit. Press the heel up, pull it in. Keep those shoulder blades grounding. And if it feels right, you can continue that that hugging in kind of feeling where you're moving your knee toward your heart, okay, the more you hug the knee inward, the more hamstring opening is available. So don't overdo it, but do find something that feels good. Next time you press the right heel up, hold here. We'll just breathe. Put a really nice flex in your right foot. Notice how that feels in your calf. Should feel great. Okay, a few more breaths here. Options. Okay, option 2, extend the right knee more and or move the right toe closer to your forehead if that's appropriate. Remember to breathe. How does your hamstring feel about all this? Hopefully it feels nice. Okay, let's let go of this just enough. So we're going to let the right leg bend, and we'll take the right ankle onto the left knee and just let go of the right leg completely. So that right knee is going to fall away from you. And then I want you to take it a little step further and activate the right knee away from you using your right outer hip. So as you activate your right outer hip to move the knee away, you'll feel some opening in your right inner hip. Okay, and that's what we're going for in this figure 4 posture. So take a few breaths right here, and I'm just going to offer you a couple more options. If you don't feel a whole lot going on here in your right inner hip and you want to, you can pick the left foot up off the floor and grab the back of the left thigh. Grounding those shoulder blades, of course, still pressing the right knee away. Okay, if you're still not feeling anything here, you have a further option. I call it a forklift, okay? So check out forklift. You still have your right leg here, but you're going to grab it with your hands this time, okay? Keep your flex in your right foot. And using your elbows, you're going to make a forklift. See my forklift I've made with my arms, okay? And you're going to hold your right lower leg in towards your chest. If it's too much, just back it up. Okay, this could be too much. Wherever you are, breathe. Okay, whatever manifestation of that stretch, this figure 4 stretch you just took, we're going to release it back to left foot on the floor, right ankle on the left knee, where we started, okay? Keep them in this position, in this figure 4 arrangement. So see if you can kind of lock in this arrangement, and we'll start to twist it side to side. So drop the legs to one side, drop them to the other side. Nice and slow. See if you can keep that right knee pressing away so that this figure 4 shape stays pretty crystallized. Next time you drop the knees to the right, pause here. We'll relax a little bit over here into this little twist that we've just created. So keep the figure 4 shape that you have, this arrangement. We're just going to change one thing. Shimmy your left foot over toward maybe past the left side of the mat until your legs feel just right. So keep in mind your right ankle is still flexed and it's on your left knee. Your left ankle is still flexed. Both feet are flexed. Both knees are moving downward. You decide how much you want to activate them downward. If you want more, move them more, okay? If you want less, pick them up a little bit. Breathe. We'll take a few breaths here. Try to look out away from your knees. This is a gentle twist, but it is a twist, so to get the most of it, look away from the legs and feel the twist go all the way up to the base of your skull. Take your time bringing the figure 4 shape back up through center. We might need to walk the left foot back inward, and then we'll drop the figure 4 shape out to the left. So let's get the right foot on the floor near that left knee. Activate that right knee away and ask yourself how you're feeling about this. If this is quite enough in your right inner hip, can you feel that release in that inner hip? If it's enough, hang here. If you want more, I have some options for you. Option A, grab your right ankle and slide it closer in to your left hip. Keep it on the floor if you can. Continue to press the knee away. Still want more? Grab the left knee and move it up closer to your left shoulder. Continue to press the right knee away. Once you feel good about it, look away from your legs to the right. Sorry, to the left. No, that's the right. Breathe. All right, friends, it's time to rock those back through center. So come back through center, rock the legs up and in. And if you put both feet on the floor here, you can take some windshield wipers. Just shake it out. Notice how that right hip is feeling. Probably feels a little different, okay? Hopefully it feels good. And once your knees point up next, pause there. And we'll bring in the left knee. We're switching sides. So option A, fingers on the shin. If you're feeling fine today about the knee, injured knee, go behind the thigh. Either way, plant your shoulder blades on the floor, ground your back body, and hug this knee toward your chest. If you need a little more, you're not feeling that inner hip release that you want to in your hip crease, press the knee into the hands. Take a few more breaths right here. Want to feel that hip crease kind of lighting up. Okay, no pain, of course. Okay, we're ready to talk about and think about this hamstring a little bit. So hands to the back of the thigh now, interlace fingers, press the heel high, and pull the heel in. So you can feel your hamstring tightening and loosening under your hands, can't you? On the back of your thigh there. You can feel that. Make sure you extend so that it's a pleasant lengthening feeling and there's never any pain in your hamstring. If you ever feel pain back there, just back off right away. We don't ever want to upset those muscles. Okay, press up and hold now. We'll just kind of settle into this hamstring lengthening. And I want you to make it really appropriate for you and your practice today and how you're feeling. So you might have a big bend in the knee because that's enough. That might not be enough. You might want to really press through the heel. But get a good calf stretch out of it while you're at it. Flex that foot, flex the ankle. Possibly hug the knee closer and move the toes toward the back of the mat. Let's soften up on this extension and change it to a figure 4. So we can take the left ankle to the right knee now. We're going to keep it flexed in the ankle. And I find that it hooks nicely over the knee when we have that flex. And we're thinking of pressing the knee away. And let's just take a moment here and see how we feel. If you're not really getting a whole lot in that left inner hip and you want some more, you can pick up that right foot, grab behind the right thigh, okay? Notice we're not touching the left leg. We're not helping it. It's all on its own just for now. So the left knee is pressing away here. If you still want more, I'd say forklift it. So you're gonna grab that left foot, put the right back on the floor. We don't need it for a forklift. And we'll hook our elbows, one around each end of that left shin, okay? Breathe here. Okay, whatever variation you explored there, let's come back out of that and set up a figure four shape again. Left ankle on the right knee. Okay, we can take the arms out to the side and we'll start to twist side to side. Try to keep your figure four shape. So you're going to continue to press the left knee away. A gentle twist here for your low back. It's such a nice little hip sequence here. Next time your knees drop to the left, let's pause there. And we'll start to shimmy the right foot to the right until it's gone far enough. Keep your feet flexed, keep the knees bent, and draw the knees downward just as much as feels right. Okay, looking for some opening maybe on the top of that right thigh. Okay, maybe the right hip flexor is talking to you a little bit. Then look away from your knees as you breathe. Let's bring the legs back through center now. We're gonna walk the right foot back inward so that we can drop the legs to the right. We want that left foot on the floor, okay? So ground it. Maybe slide it in closer to your hip if you want more. Still want more? We're pulling that right knee up toward the right shoulder, but keep pressing the left knee away and look away from your legs. Just breathe. Okay, let's rock this shape back into center. Both feet on the floor. Maybe shake it out a little bit. From here, roll onto one side and then all the way onto your belly. So we're just gonna roll all the way over. I just want to take you into one of my favorite shoulder stretches here. Okay, so we did a lot of good hip opening, a lot of good leg opening. Now let's move back into upper body opening. So if you look out at your right hand, laying down, move your right elbow into a nice right angle. So it tracks out nicely from your shoulder. Everything's nice and squared off. And you'll have a chance to move it in a little bit here. So once you have the right arm squared away, look over to the left, please. Use your left hand to roll onto your right side. At this point, adjust the angle on your right arm to feel just right, okay? You might want it higher or lower with the elbow, okay? I like mine a little higher than my shoulder. So once I'm committed, I'm gonna bend in my right knee to kind of hold me there like a kickstand. And I'll spin around to face you at this point. So you've got your little right knee inward, holding you here. Your right elbow is out there. And you're feeling some big opening, hopefully feels nice, in your right armpit and chest, the front of the shoulder. Okay, hopefully always feels good. So if you need to back out, roll your chest back toward the floor. Okay? If you're feeling good, reach up with the left hand. Maybe let the left arm just drop across your back. Okay, breathe here with me. You can really focus your awareness on that right shoulder opening. Breathing into the space between the sternum and your shoulder point. The space between the collarbone and the rib cage. All the spaces around and under and on top of the shoulder blades. As you're ready, we're switching sides. Okay, so take your time. Left hand back on the floor. Right leg extends, rolling through onto your belly. And you're already looking out to the left, so you may as well arrange the left arm, square it away. I'd start with a right angle, and then you can adjust from there. And we'll look to the right, and then roll onto your left side. At this point, adjust the angle. It might be different on this side. I like mine a little lower than the shoulder on this side, but higher on the other side. So explore like that until you find the perfect thing, and then tuck in the left knee so you have a kickstand. Okay, I'll spin around to meet you again. Feeling nice and open in that left shoulder and armpit here. Just breathe. If you want to back out of it, face the floor, roll back toward the floor. You like it, you want to roll into it. Get that right arm up, and maybe just drop it over your back. Breathe. Send your big breath into and out of the places that feel sticky here. Enjoy one more breath. Take your time rolling back through center. From here, hands underneath your shoulders. Press your hips up and back. And then let them land on your feet. We are ending our practice in a child's pose. So here you are. Forehead comes to the floor for your child's pose. Your knees can be together or apart. And if you'd like to open up your shoulders today, I recommend reaching your hands forward while keeping some space around your ears, please. So still you have a long neck. If your shoulders are tired today, you just want to rest them, you can take your hands back by your feet. Either way, slow down your breath so that it becomes effortless, like sleeping breath. Allow all effort, all sense of doing, drain from your body. Relax your jaw and your forehead. Watch the sensations swirling around in your body. Listen carefully to every sound in your immediate environment, including the sounds of your breath. Be present with yourself here. Please keep resting this way for as long as you can. Thank you so much for joining me.